Welcome to an aerial yoga mini class. This one is going to be mainly focused on the upper body. We're going to use these middle handles, these second handles, most of the time. You want to set them at solar plexus height, so just lower chest height. And if you take a little step back from your plumb line and lean the body forwards, begin to do this circling motion like a breast stroke from swimming, circling motion with the arms. Legs remain straight. Try and do this quite slowly, in tandem with your breathing. I'll try a few in the opposite direction. So this routine is mainly, it's a warm-up. I wouldn't call it a full class, it's more of a warm-up sequence or a mini class with a little bit of restorative at the end. We're going to transition into what we call Y arms, so setting the hands wider than the shoulders and just leaning backwards and forwards a few inches. If it's not comfortable for you when you lean forwards, then you can just maintain this as a held position. You don't have to do the rocking. And coming up to standing again, we're going to do a swan dive. So we dive the chest forwards. As we exhale, as we inhale, push into the hands, come back up to standing. Exhale, dive forwards, the legs stay straight, the arms stay straight. So again, on many of these exercises, we're moving with the breathing. So we're exhaling down, push into the handles, inhaling back to standing, exhaling down. Feel as though you're diving from the chest area. Okay, now we're going to continue with the swan diving, but we're going to throw like a squat into this. So you're going to sit down, feel as though you're sitting back into your heels, and bring the chest forwards. We just added a squatting movement to the swan dive. And potentially with these movements, you could go a little bit wider with the feet, so that would take you a bit deeper, pardon me, into the squat, and take a little bit deeper into the squat. That might work well for some people. Do a round of these with the breath, and then we're going to do some rotations now. So we turn to the left, we follow the left hand with the gaze, we turn to the right, we follow the right hand with the gaze. We continue to move with the breath. So inhaling to the front and then exhaling to the side. Draw the center in, squeeze the center of the body so you get a nice sense of twisting and rotating from the core upwards through the thoracic spine and into the chest. If you do this too fast, the lower handles will swing around, maybe they'll hit you. So best to be smooth with your movement, smooth and mindful and slow. Now we're going to try to do a cat-cow movement. So as we lean forwards into the toes, we lift the head and we arch, and then we pull back and we round. Forwards into the toes, lift the head, arch as you go back, looking down. So this is really about letting the pelvis drop forwards and then pulling the pelvis back. As you come forwards, the weight comes into the toes. As you go back, the weight comes into the heels. And you might find this works better for you in traditional yoga as a movement, but we just want to add this movement to this warm-up sequence without having to change handles. We want it to flow with a minimum of adjustments on your part. So do your best. Do your best with this cat-cow, this curling and arching of the spine. Now we're going to step it out a bit wider. Keep the arms bent and move side to side. So we don't get a lot of sideways movements in our normal routines, our normal lives, and it's important to mobilize the spine in all directions. So this sideways movement is very useful for a nice, strong, healthy spine. A, Nice wide base, moving side to side with your breathing. We're going to continue turning to the left hand side. We've got a wide base, like a big striding base, and we're stretching the right arm forwards. The idea is here we're opening the chest, opening the back of the body. So the right arm's going to go forwards. Now we're going to turn and move with the breathing again. Turn forwards, then turn to the right side, stretch forwards into your left arm. That's your exhalation. Inhale, facing the front. Exhale, turning to the right side, pushing into the leading hand. Inhale, center. Exhale to the side, pushing into the leading hand as you exhale. Inhale into the center, exhale into the side. So you continue to go from side to side with your own breathing. And then we're going to do one more on each side, I think, and then we're going to hold. So we come to the side, we go nice and wide with the stride, pushing forwards into the right hand. The left hand can just rest out to the side. Draw the belly and the front ribs in. So it should feel like it's a nice chest opener, a nice stretch down the back of the body as well. Right leg is very active. Inhaling as you turn to the front, and then exhaling as you turn to your right side, stretching forwards into the left hand and back into the left heel. So really feel as though you're working from the left heel all the way up through the body into the left hand. Going to turn to face the front again. We're going to do what we call the big bird squat. So we go wide with the arms, wide with the legs, and we sink down. That's it, sink down into the heels. As you exhale, inhale, use the inhalation to help you rise up, the exhalation to help you sink down. So that's your movement at your own pace, the pace of your own breathing. And then we're going to come and hold. The tendency here is to rock forwards with the chest or the pelvis. So you might find you just need to pull the front of the body in and press into the outside edge of the heels and the little toe side of the feet, just to stop you rolling forwards. We're going to turn to the side again, so we're turning to the left side. We're bringing the right arm underneath the body now, so we get more of a rotation in this movement. And we're going to go side to side like we just did. So side to side, bring the arm underneath, exhale into your twist. Inhale as you open the body to the center. Exhale as you turn the body to the side. That's it. Inhale to the center. Exhale as you bring the arm underneath the body and twist. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do a few more rotations there with the breath. This is quite complicated when you've never done this before, but if you do this class a couple of times, you soon get with the flow of what's going on, and it'll become a lot easier. So all of it shares in common moving with your breath. So movement and breath combined. And we're going to come back and I think we're going to hold it now on this side. Yeah. So you have two options. You can rest your head in the crook of your arm. That can be quite nice for your neck. Or as Agni's doing, you can bring the arm a little bit further underneath, so it's a stronger stretch on the shoulder and allows you to rotate the spine a bit more. She's got more rotation naturally in her spine than I have, so she's using that option. Then we turn, turn, turn. and we do it in the opposite direction. Another thing to watch out for when you're holding the position is that you're not leaning to the right side. So in this position, can have a tendency to lean into the outside of the right foot. Try to stay over the middle of both of your feet. So draw an imaginary line down the feet and just try to stay centered so your hips don't sway out to the side. Coming back to face forwards again, we're going to roll the handles down until you feel a bone just before your elbow. Feel a bone there, that's going to act like a brake, so that stops the sliders sliding any further down. And then we bring the arms into what you would call a W shape. So the hands and the head form a W shape. And we're going to do this like a windscreen wiper motion with the arms, which is very nice for the upper back muscles and the rhomboid muscles there. Also opens the chest, which can get quite compressed. People get quite tight in the chest muscles from all the sitting. So you might want to rock it forwards as well. Again, you have to be careful. This is a good option for you. It's not too intense. If it is, don't rock forwards. Stay more underneath the swing. But a great opener for the chest. Really good for opening the pecs there, the top of the chest. Now we slide down, slide the hands a bit further down, and we sit back into what you might call a sumo squatting position. Again, pushing outwards to the outside edge of the feet. And we press into the handles, we come back to standing, we slide the hands down and come into W arms again, and we do our side to side movement with the arms in this position. So inhaling center, exhaling as you move to the side, keeping the arms bent in this 90-degree shape. And do it at your own pace. Move. The key is to move slowly, isn't it? Give yourself a chance to breathe fully. So you breathe fully, you begin to return homeostasis to the body and the systems of the body. You get out of the stress mode. So full breaths combined with this mindful movement to bring you into the present moment gives you the experience of yoga. And we're going to hold. So again, careful not to lean out to the side, to keep the weight over the middle of your leading foot. So draw a line down that foot and stay balanced over the middle of your left foot. And turning to the right side and do the same thing. Draw a line down the right foot, stay over the middle of the right foot, draw the belly back, press the forearm into the left strap. Coming forwards now, letting the arms, the straps come into the inside of the elbows. We call this like the downhill skier squat or the ski jump. So you launch yourself forwards and then you rock back. The arms stay tight, so they don't go out to the side, they go straight back. So chicken wing style. You lean forwards, lifting the heels, and then you sit back into a squat. Now, if this is too intense for the arms and the chest, then don't lean so far forwards. If it feels okay for you, then you can maybe do a little bit of this marching on the spot, or even a little bit of swaying side to side. But be careful that it's not too big a pull on the chest and shoulder area. Then we're going to rock back, take the arms out, come to the hands, and we're going to step back this time about 1 meter from a plumb line. So I think this is the only one where we step back. Drop down into 90-degree squatting position. Inhale, pull yourself up. Exhale, sit back into the heels and the back of the body. Inhale, pull. Exhale, sit. So we do a few repetitions. This is called 90-degree squat because you're looking to bring the arms and the legs into a 90-degree angle, if that's not too intense. So we come down, we're going to hold it, we bring the elbows into shoulder height and we pull the front of the body in. So we're trying to get the weight into the back of the hips and into the back of the heels. And if it's too intense, then you stay a little bit higher, you don't sink so far down. And we come out and we're walking forwards. We're going to come into another squat here. So for this one, we take hold of the handles, we let the arms rotate behind us, and we begin to launch ourselves forwards again. Very similar to the ski jump squat, but with a slightly different arm position. So again, the same principle holds here. When you come forwards, if it's too intense for your chest and your shoulders, then you need to not come so far forwards. You can just sit back and hold the position more underneath the plumb line. Also watch out that you're not dropping the head forwards. So as you come forwards, try and slide the head back, slide the chin back. Again, moving with the breath, exhaling forwards, inhaling back, and then slowly coming back up to standing from there. We're going to move into the side of the body a little bit more now. So take a big triangular shaped base of the legs and just move the arms from side to side. The feet are slightly turned out at this point, and you're just moving side to side, getting a mild side stretch. Now we're going to turn the left toes out completely. Right toes can either face forwards or slightly inwards, and we're going to do like a preparation for a Trikonasana. We're going to reach out to our left side, we're going to look towards that left hand. Then we're going to bend the left elbow to 90-degree shape, come a little bit lower down now, with the head and the chest. Potentially you could go wider with your legs as well, if you wanted to. If you felt as though you could sink more deeply into it, you could widen your base. Which is what we do now. So we sort of widen the stance a bit, we bend the leading leg, and we extend into that right arm. So we bring that right arm by the side of the head. So it becomes slightly more of a side stretch. Then we completely turn to the right side. We come into a lunging position, bring the right arm underneath the body, and then lift the right knee off the floor. So it's like a high lunge with a mild twist. So you're really pulling with the right hand. The left hand can just be stabilizing you, but the right hand is more active. Right arm is more active. Turning back to face the front, and we'll do that routine now over the right leg. So first of all, straight legs, reach out to the right side this time. Right toes facing to the side, left toes either forwards or maybe slightly turned to the right side. Bending the right elbow, coming a little bit lower down. And then we're going to bring the left arm by the side of the head now. We're going to widen the stance, bending the right knee. That's it. So what you're really looking for here is to get a nice straight line going from the left hand all the way down through the left hips and into the outside edge of the left foot. Yeah, so sometimes your handles might be a bit high, and so you might not be able to do that, but you are aiming to get as close to that as you can. So it's more of a side stretch. And then we keep turning, come into our lunging position, bring the left arm underneath the body. So we started to rotate, and then we lift the left knee off the floor. So we've got to squeeze those left thigh muscles, squeeze the hips in. That's it. Pull strongly with the left arm as you rotate and lunge. And we turn back to face the front. We move down to the lowest handles now, and we're going to bring those handles directly underneath the shoulders, with the elbows facing upwards, as though we were preparing for a push-up, a press-up with the hands. Go nice and wide with your legs. Try to stay centered over both of your feet. And now extend the arms forwards into a Y shape with the arms again. So that's opening the back of the body. And we want to just make sure we're using the center and the sides of the body so you're not dropping the belly down. You're resisting gravity with the front of the body, pressing outwards into the feet. It's a nice, strong, full-bodied posture. It's requiring your upper body and your lower body to work together. Now we're going to bring the arms further back. Bring the arms out to the side so you can drop the chest a little bit lower towards the floor. Coming back up. From there, we're going to come all the way down to the floor. Now we're going to let go of the handles. Drop ourselves back into child pose. So I'm going to open the knees, sit back towards the heels, and possible get the forehead onto the floor. If you're tight in your lower back, if you've got a lot of tightness there, then you might find it better to put one hand on top of the other and make like a little support or little pillow to rest your forehead on. So we're sitting back, forehead on the ground. Awareness of our breathing in our belly. You can feel your belly expanding into your legs in this position. Now we're going to come up and use the bottom handles again. We're going to get rid of the foam rollers, and we're going to pull the material out to make it into what we call a stirrup. So it goes a little bit wider and gives you a bit more support, a bit more comfortable than the foam rollers. And you can see it's wrapping around the ankle area, the heel and the ankle joint. Just feels more comfortable. So it's nice for the restorative work, allows the body to relax even more, so a new level of relaxation. Circling. So this is a lovely movement, massaging the internal organs. Great for digestive system, reproductive system. It's great for the lower back, mobility in the hips as well as having a generally systemic relaxing effect. It's soothing. Soothing effect. So we do circles in both directions, change direction. Good, and then we're going to pause with the knees bent out to the side, what we call frog's legs position. Notice we've got the hands on the side of the ribs. This is to enable us to feel the breathing more, to feel the rhythm of the breath. So without trying to deepen your breathing or do anything special with it, just become aware of this like rising and falling feeling inside your body. So it's very important to have these segments of stillness in a yoga practice. It's not all movement, it's not all activity. It's very important to be still and to be present. Just feel your breathing. And it's a great complementary element to all the movement that we do in aerial yoga. So here we are, just resting and assimilating the practice we've just done. Just a few more breaths.